took a little longer than anticipated. I was good to go. I had everything set up. I forgot to press record. Whole 9 yards. I haven't taken the trade yet. I'm just observing market at the moment. Something to note: we had a move up, cool. Move away, cool. Came down, hit this point of control down here for this line right here. I declined to do this just to have a little funsies. What do I think is going to happen? What do I think is about to happen? I think, based on current price action and the general trend being in the down position, I think what could potentially happen is price could easily come down, which is what it's done. I think it could go down further. Why do I think it could go down further? Well, we hit the range for this point of control up here, so I think it will go down. That's what I'm thinking. Did we miss an opportunity to take a trade? No, we didn't. Why? Because we're still in that theory, this theory up here, waiting for this point of control to fail. That means it has to close below. Once it's closed below, the next available source of volume for it to stop at is like right here. And even then, I'm pretty sure it's just going to keep on falling down. I'm not entirely sure where price might want to go right now, because we are currently sitting within a low volume. We're beyond all of this high volume stuff. Volume control is up high, with the exception of Asian session. London session's volume control is up high though. Market open on NYSE, we have a move down, which is okay. Is this news influence? Let's see. $8.30 red. Actually, it was less than forecast is good for currency. It was less than forecast, so we should see it go up. Or at least around 8.30, we should have seen it go up. We didn't, so I'll go down. Price ultimately went higher. I'm going to go ahead and guess to retest or sweep this low volume area right here. See it pushing further down, which aligns with what I was saying a second ago up here. This low volume node had been moved away. Instead of retesting this range, we got was a retest of the EMA, or the SMA, and continuance of the move down. So right now we're looking at, from London session forward, this price in this low volume node area. At the same time, looking at Asian session forward, huge amount of volume right here. Huge amount of volume. We could very well say that price might just hit this and bounce off of it, but I think I'm wrong about that specifically. I just think I'm wrong. We haven't broke structure on this trend at all, except for this move right here. This move down created a high, broke structure, we're moving up. So what do I think is going to happen? We should continue to move higher. What tells me I should enter in on a trade as a short if if this right here decides to close below this low right here. That's the only thing telling me I should do that. I should enter on a short. However, I don't think I'll get that chance. Low has got to close under. It venturing away from this point of control gives me plenty of leeway to realistically, I could have encompassed this whole range right here. I probably could have entered right here on the short, but I wanted to make sure that price was going to continue lower after market open. So instead, what I did was I chose to wait for closure below a low to ensure that my entry on a short would be justified. Price hasn't broke structure. We've got a clear for value gap indicating continuance, and everything, including volume, suggesting, hey, yeah, we're going lower in trend. The good thing about this after the close below is that price could easily, it might not be as inclined to revisit this, so I can put my stop loss at the point of control. Then again, looking at that low form, it's gone past. It's gone past and tested that. What the world is that? Oh, no, that's the volume. It looked like the wick of a candle, but way thicker. It's just this. If I were to trade with trend, it'd be in short. What I want to do though is I want to wait. Price has ventured away from the point control, which works. Thinking if you come up and retest this here, this could close, continue on down. It's within its range at the moment. does go lower, it might target one of these down here. I think it will continue lower. Tells me it'll continue lower. The volume. I don't want to overcomplicate it with my feelings or emotions. I definitely don't want to overcomplicate it with 3 strategies running through my head. That's what I've been doing the majority of the time I've been making trades. Is I have essentially 3 strategies in my head. I have TJR strategy, I have the MACD strategy, and then I have volume profile based on auction market theory strategy. And I'm cross-referencing them to find the best, most consistent combination of confluences that tells me, yes, without question, we are going in this direction. And whether I like it or not, I may have just missed a trade. I shouldn't probably take a trade, but the probability of me successing this trade is pretty dang high, so to take it makes sense, right? That's the consistency I'm looking for. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to cross-reference 3 different strategies for one outcome. I want a simple strategy that's consistent, not in its victories, but in its profitability. And I want to actually make something from it. And the best way to do that is to be consistent with the rules I play by and not to fold under emotional pressure. That's how I make money. Emotion doesn't reward anything. The market doesn't care. So, where have I caved? I don't want to touch the MACD anymore. It just tells me a direction. Where it's been, not where it's going. The volume profile tells me, okay, we have enough volume up high. I want to go in price discovery because we're in trend. Trading in short. Cool. I'm leaving it at that. We've already gone to retest whole 9 yards. Where else are we dropping? I'm dropping TJR strategy. Why TJRs? I've made profit off of TJR's trades before. I have gone consistent in his trades before. It's probably the one strategy I spent the most time on. I have lost just as much as I've won on that strategy. That's why I am not implementing it anymore. That's why I'm not applying it to my entries anymore. I'm applying some of the aspects because they're simple enough to understand. And via my learning through auction market theory, I have found better, more consistent, more easily describable strategies for me to understand. So the patterns that show up in market are easier to trade. I'm not as prone to losing as I was with TGR strategy because I barely understood not just the I got a firm grasp. I got a firm handle. You can check out my videos of the past. You could see the stark difference between what I didn't understand and what I do understand now. A lot of the terminology from what he was saying, and this is over the span of since he started to where I began, from where I began to today, I have learned as much as I can about the terminology that he describes. I understand that he trades pullbacks. It's pretty much the same strategy I'm using here. The only difference, he's using price action over volume profile. I know auction market theory is entirely based on auctions. It is a theory. It is not a strategy. It is from this theory that a strategy can be devised based on volume profile. volume profile strategies are what I need to be looking at in order to further actuate auction market theory in order to claim that profit that I keep missing with TJR strategy. So I'm dropping it completely. The MACD was a good idea because it encompasses auction market theory alongside the SMA, which is a good indication of where price might want to go based on where it's been. Without it, the direction doesn't really hold true, at least not as much as it should. So the thought process is, because it only shows direction, not volume, it's not as reliant as just pure volume profile with an SMA above price action. Or on the chart, I'm talking about this up here, not this right here. So my idea is to drop this and TJR strategy and instead run off of what I've got right here and right here. What do I have here and here? I have volume, 1 point of control for London session, and volume, 1 point of control for Asian session. What do I know about volume in this case? If it's not a consolidation pattern, then what's likely to happen is that the point of control is no longer acting as a magnet, and instead we're in price discovery. If we're in price discovery, we're going to see price continue in one direction, and it's going to be less likely that we see it continue to move up and retest something. After it's come up and retested a range, the SMA, whatever have you, we can pretty much assume that price is going to continue in the down direction. There are two cases where I see this fail. There is the first case where even after price fails a point of control, it that would be considered a stop hunt, right? And what it'll do it'll briefly close below the point of control and then reverse immediately after. That's one case. The second case is where on the overarching trend, so on the hour specifically, if we take a look here, we have a low form, right? And this low right here doesn't get crossed underneath. Instead, what happens is we barely touch this and then we bounce off of it in a reversal pattern on the 5-minute to continue higher. That's not the case though. If we close below it, we should very well see it continue down. That's the logic here, okay? That being the case, I think this is a successful trade. Why do I think it's a successful trade? Because we took it entirely based on that. Everything about what Trend had said, everything about what volume profile said sure, price could come up, it can retest the SMA, it could retest this volume area right here. But at most, what's going to happen is it's going to come up. It's not going to really go high anywhere because we have a huge fair value gap right here on the 1 hour. You can see that right here. Big old fair value gap. And fair value gaps, even after TGR strategy is no longer a thing, fair value gaps universally across many different strategies I've seen over the years have essentially said, yeah, this is a sign of continuation. This is a sign of continuation. Price is going to continue in this direction. It might come up, it might retest a range ever so briefly, but take a look at the volume at that point, because that'll tell you whether or not it's a successful trade. How? Volume levels will act as support and resistance levels. If the volume's too high and price can't jump it, then more than likely what's going to happen is a continuation based on the fair value gap. If it doesn't and closes above said volume, so way up here instead of right at this level here, then we'll see it continue higher. That's the only really change up when it comes to fair value gaps. I think this is a successful trade. I think we're going to win this trade because I have taken into account the highs based on previous action. I'm actually very tempted to move this up because looking at POC1, POC2, our stop loss should be above the highs. into the low volume node. Right now, we're looking at a huge amount of volume right here that price could just up and wiggle around without any issue. Okay, so I'm looking at this one vacant right now, but we've already placed it up here. How about this? We'll meet in the middle, okay? Above these highs. We're on the other side of this low volume node right here. Just so we're on the same page, that still gives us it still gives us a 1 to 4 risk reward, which I'm happy with. It gives us a little bit more breathing room. It puts it on the other side of this huge amount of volume here. So even if price does jump up above this, it's still got to clear this whole low volume section right here, and the direction is still down. We still have a downtrend moving. Just so we're on the same page, this low did close below this low, which makes the downtrend even stronger, giving this more reason to be a resistance level, meaning price isn't going to come all the way up here just because it wants to. It'll more than likely continue to fall. I'm going to separate myself from this trade now. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to think about it. I just want to separate myself. I don't want to do anything with emotion about it. I want to wait patiently for what's going to happen. I want to wait. Last trade, the idea was correct, but news got us. Let's take a look over here real quick. I hope it gives me it did put me all the way back. Why is this platform so buggy? Golly. Anyway, I know it's hard to see. We entered here on a short, thinking it would continue down. As you could see, price continued way down and actually hit our final take profit that was right here at one point. And before we got to see that entire move of take profit, news, I imagine, I'm going to go ahead and say it was probably news because we had a lot of CPI yesterday that came into play a little early. It influenced the market to continue high. How high? High enough to stop us out. Like our final take profit or final stop loss, sorry, was within this like low volume node just above these highs, and we got stopped out pretty hard. It didn't feel very good, Mr. Krabs. It stopped us out almost immediately after taking the trade. We were good for all of 5 seconds. It stopped us, and then it continued lower. So our idea for yesterday was correct. Our execution was correct. But our final stop loss, not so much incorrect. Not so much correct. Yeah, it was incorrect as well. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to separate myself from this now because I think I've given it plenty of breathing room. I think the entry is justified, and I'm pretty sure my confidence right now is golden. I don't want to jinx anything. I want to wait patiently. So I'm going to pause the video. I know it's been a short one. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving a like, consider giving a subscribe. Consider coming back for more, because I'm going to post tomorrow as well. I don't care if it's news or not. I'll post tomorrow. I'll see you guys in a moment. BRB. Well, I was going to say it's a short video, but I'm over here looking at consolidation now. Volume has built up quite low alongside, or actually right underneath, Asian session. Point control here. The idea was correct. We entered here. It did continue lower, but we have since seen it retrace and pretty much even out into a consolidation pattern. We've built up a ton of volume right here, suggesting that price might continue lower, but at the same time, we've got no other confirmation. This is a firm volume area, firm point of control for NYSE, and something tells me it has the potential, if price does decide to jump up above this volume node here, to continue higher, stop us out. We don't want that. I'm strongly debating on exiting trade, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. partially close, and I want to close 2 out of 3, and 1 in. Because I think we made a decent profit today, but I also want to see price continue lower. Do I think it'll continue lower? I'm going to be honest. If it does continue lower, I'm going to be a little surprised. A little bit surprised. That's a lot of red. I miss taking these trades. I want to win consistently. I'm going to let it go a little bit longer just to see what happens with this last one. But I'm going to leave everything right where it is. I've taken 0.02 of what I've entered completely out, so it's no longer a problem for me to lose too much. I'm curious to know where this last 0.01 will go. That being said, I thank you guys so much for watching. I'm about to have it set up. Yeah, I'm literally setting up stream right now. If you guys are interested in checking out any of my content, those links can be found down below. If you're interested in watching more of this kind of content, consider subscribing, consider liking if you're newer on the comeback, and you honestly enjoy this kind of content. Let me know in the comments what your favorite part of the video was. Again, it's kind of uneventful. I'm taking a trade. I'm taking many trades throughout the week, and the majority of it, I'm struggling. I'm losing a lot. I'm learning every day a way to lose, and every day a way not to lose. I'm learning every single day about this, and I'm taking it in stride. So, that being said, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Honestly, if you have any notes you want to take, well, leave them down in the comments for me to learn from as well. I have no problem if you use my videos as like a case study. This is what happened this day. This is what happened this day, honestly. But yeah. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video now. I'm going to let it do its thing, ride out as much as it wants to. I think around the end of this, I'm not going to move this anymore. I think around this point here, if it leaves here, I'm tempted to draw my line here for final close, so I'm not getting charged what is it called? The overnight fee, swap fee. There we go. So I'm not paying that swap over. I think I'll leave early. Right now, price is in the down direction. We broke structure here. We created a low. Now we just got to see it break past this low again. This right here just broke past this low. I'm inclined to see it continue on down. For the strategy we implemented earlier, it's totally based off volume, totally based off of the point of control here. Honestly, point of control can easily come back up, test this, and then drop. We won't know until it happens. I want to see, technically it actually did that already. It's already come up and hit that same level, and now we see it dropping again. Yeah, I'm going to let it ride out, see what happens. I'll be right back. I'll even say goodbye to the video. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this was a successful trade. I want to back out now, though, because we are in retrace, and I'm slightly concerned. Here's my concern. We're in a low volume node, and the only volume preventing us from going higher is right here. Price is already determined it's not moving beyond this level of action, and I don't want to test my luck in thinking it's going to go lower if said price level is getting retested and failed. Okay, we know it's in retrace per the MACD. I'm not accounting it for it. I'm going solely based on profile. I know that we are about to break structure, and that when it does, there will be two cases, in which case price will continue higher. Either A, it clears this low volume node gap right here and proceeds to rip up past SMA and break through this high volume area. If it does that, we know it'll continue higher. We also know if it fails the SMA retest, it'll just continue higher anyway. So for that, I'm going to pull completely out of this trade. I have pulled out of this trade. We made, how much money did we make off this trade? We made off from $2, we made 47 cents. Not bad considering how much we put in. I'm not going to complain about it. It's an okay trade. We didn't get as much as we wanted, but we still came out with a little bit in the end. I'm okay with that. I'd rather cut my loss short than have to suffer a major deficit. So, that being the case, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it was a quick unpause, and it was a very quick video. I've been waiting literally hours now. I've been up since 9 a.m. It's now 3:21 p.m. on this one trade. So, I'm going to back out. I'm going to cut my loss the way it is now. I'm done for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're interested in checking out stream, that link can be found down below. Check out Twitch. That's where I'll be streaming at. Or the TikTok. TikTok's also a thing too. I think I need to update the link actually because I changed my name on Twitch. I think that voids the link. I could be wrong though. Head over to Twitch though. Check me out. I'll be streaming today from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. I think we're gonna play more Soulframe honestly because I've been on a grind and a successful one in Soulframe for a minute now, and I can't wait to just dig back into it and have fun with it. So, that being the case, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.